he's already here. He or she is already here. So that's a good thing you've got an SRO. But at the end of the day, you're really the solution to this problem. And part of what you need to know is why your staff does what they do. So, when your staff, by the way, when you hear lockdown over the PA system, here's the challenge. You don't know if it's real or not. It's like a fire drill, right? You get a fire drill, you just drill. But in a lockdown, here's the problem. It's not always going to be because of an active shooter, but you don't know if it is. We know that at Marysville-Pilchuck High School, in the shooting that occurred there, that the shooter opened fire in a cafeteria. By the way, side note, 90% of all school shootings, listen to this carefully, 90% of all school shootings occur during passing periods, not classroom time. We've got video of active shooters that are actually moving through hallways, and suddenly you see them stop and turn and they go back this direction because someone moved or someone said or there was sound. Someone said something or there was sound. We know that. We know that Craig Scott survived in the Columbine Library right before he was going to be shot, next to his two best friends who were just killed, because at the last minute, Klebold threw a cricket and Harris turned to look after it exploded, and he walked away from Craig Scott. Just completely forgot what he was doing. The reason that's important to you is because right now, some people, and by the way, I'm not saying in this room, but some people in this country, when they go into lockdown, the kids start chatting in the lockdown. You can't do it. You cannot do it. Because while you're talking, while you're giggling, while you're laughing, you are creating noise in a school that is quiet, which makes you stand out, which means the shooter is going to focus on that room. The reason the locks, by the way, you need to know this, lockdown is the #1 life-saving tactic in all active shooting responses that you're going to learn today. And here's why. No shooter to date has attempted to breach a locked door and succeeded. The other reason is, where would you rather be if you thought the shooter was going to penetrate the door? If the shooter was going to breach the door, where would you rather be? By the door, ready to bum rush it, or at the opposite of the room, waiting to get shot? And so those are the things we're going to talk about, because the reality of it is, right now, these survivors are telling us their stories. And by the way, these are kids your age. At the Marysville-Pilchuck High School shooting, when Jalen Freiberg opened fire on his family members and his friends, what's interesting now is that the text messages are out. We now know that he texted not only his friends with suicidal thoughts, he texted his family and started divesting his property. He asked them, play this song at my funeral, make sure they do this, give this to this person, bury Andrew and Nate next to me. By the way, they received those text messages the morning of the shooting. But no one called. The kids, by the way, his girlfriend received the text message of a gun between his legs and him telling her he's going to do it. And no one called. You are the #1 solution to stopping school shootings in our country, but the problem is most of you don't believe your friend is actually going to do it, so you don't report it. And the scary part is, that's a tough decision to make, because you shouldn't be threat assessors, you should be threat reporters. You're going to tell me, yeah, but Jesus, my friend could get in trouble. Yes, they could. Absolutely, I'm not going to lie to you. And they'll be alive to live the rest of their life, and so will all your other friends. If you don't need it, then you need a plan on having it. And you've got to maximize campus safety here at the Olympia School District and Olympia High School. Your leadership, your administrative team, how proactive that they're allowing us to have this message with you. That they're allowing us to talk reality with you. And by the way, so far every answer that you've given has been exactly right. What am I really teaching you? So you guys knew all along. You're the solution to this problem. Please, if you know of someone that's contemplating a bad act, bringing a weapon to school, contemplating or thinking about suicide, please contact someone after this assembly. We're just trying to save lives, not take them. And you don't want to be a part of something that's a tragedy later. You knew and you could have done something, but you didn't. So, I'll close with this. The Olympia School District on Tuesday, October 6th, I will be doing a 2-hour community parent forum for your parents. If you like the message you heard today, we're going to have it for 2 hours with your parents to talk about how they can also have this conversation with you when these events happen, make them productive, but more importantly, that they give you the right advice. Because it's got to be consistent with what we're talking about today. And by the way, maybe you're going to give your parents the right advice, I don't know. But we're inviting you to invite them. October 6th, Tuesday night, I believe it's here at Olympia High School. We'll be having it at 6 o'clock or 6:30? 6:30. So please, if you felt the message was worth it, I would just invite you to please show up. Yes, go Hawks.